everybody, KC0VI Tom here. It is late Friday afternoon. The video here is getting out later than normal. The video that was supposed to come out this morning, I pulled Thursday night due to the fact that going to work Thursday morning, I got a couple text messages from some friends, and when I got to work, I saw some posting about MFJ. If you haven't heard, or you're still like me trying to make heads or tail of it, find more information, the big deal is MFJ is going to partially closed down, I guess you would say. The owner, founder, Martin Zhu, has decided he wants to retire. He's 80 years old. The company's been running for 51 years. He founded it 51 years ago. And you get to that point in your life where I want to retire and enjoy life, enjoy the family. I'm retired, but I still can't get my foot out of the business. Each time I think, okay, I can retire, everything's going good, somebody at work says, here, hold my beer. Watch how bad we can screw this up. But I'll post the press release on what's going on. It sounds like they are going to be closing down the manufacturing side of the business, but they are still going to be selling the products from the offshore partners they have. So it's not completely shut down. It's going to be partially shut down from what I take from the press release. My hope is, and this is just me thinking out loud, is somebody can come along and pick up the either pick up the whole business or just pick up the manufacturing side to continue on their product line. They made some very good pieces of equipment, antenna tuners and all the other stuff. Right now, I personally don't own any, but when TLJ and myself were started into ham radio, we had friends and other operators loan us equipment to get us going. A lot was MSJ, and we're getting into the HF side. Then once we got the rigs that we wanted and purchased and installed and operating, we gave that equipment back. And I know a club member who has a real nice antenna analyzer that bounces around to all the different club members, when it's antenna building season. So they do make good product line. I know there's a few people posting online that they make junk. They should be shut down. You have one bad product, one item, and it doesn't mean the whole product line is bad. And it's just same as just because one product is good doesn't mean they're all good. But I have worked with a lot of different types of MFJ equipment. I've never had any unsatisfactory work out of them. They perform like they're supposed to. Unfortunately, I have seen this happen in other companies, large and small. A good example is here at the greenhouse. When TLJ and I were operating the greenhouse, about after the 5th year, I realized she was the business. And my biggest fear was when it came time for her to retire, would kill her because she could not sell off a business like this. It was hers, and even though she had the proper software for doing invoicing and bookkeeping, she would only use a little bit of it, and most of it was up in her head, and that made it really hard when it came time for us to liquidate. We didn't know what who owed us money, what money we owed. It took a good month of just digging through her notes or her scribble to come up with, and we were able to cover our losses. We didn't have any losses. We covered out everything we had out, and it actually had enough money for me to have a burger once in a while. And I've seen this other in larger companies. G. Heileman Brewing is a good example of that. Old man Heileman in the 70s purchased a couple of breweries, the Old Schmidt Brewery up in West St. Paul and the Old Style Brewery in La Crosse, Minnesota. And it was starting up buying labels and other small breweries across the Midwest and created a very large brewing industry. At one point, he was number 2 or number 3 brewing company in the United States in the late 80s, early 90s. And when it came time for him in the mid 90s to retire, they couldn't find anybody first the kids didn't want anything to do with it. And anybody in the company really didn't want to take the chance to run it. And they found somebody who would run the business, and they fell on hard times and the company was broken up. Strohls bought a lot of the labels, and a lot of the labels that nobody wanted just went away. Then when Strohls went through their breakup and hardships, a lot of labels were lost. Unfortunately, some of those labels were good. It was too bad they got lost, and there were some labels that deserved to have been lost. They weren't very good. Grain Belt is actually now being produced by Shells out of New Ulm, Minnesota. Nice to see that label, regional beer, going strong. My favorite, Schmidt, is now being made by Taps of all things. But it does happen. So again, we'll have to wait and see what time does with MFJ. Hopefully the company will continue as they are, but we'll have to wait and see. If not, at least we can, their overseas partners will be selling that line. To Martin, good luck in retirement. Hope you enjoy the years you have left. One thing I can say is when you do it, make sure you guys cut the ropes, cut the apron strings, and go out like Martin's doing. Just get up and go. Don't be like me and says, okay, this project's down late. Well, we got this other project. You hang out, just make sure everything's going good. So, but on that, again, MFJ, everybody keep an eye on what's going on in the news. We'll see what happens. Hopefully somebody will come forward and we can get, continue the product line. If not, they had a very good run. They make very good product, which means all that stuff on the used market's going to get nice, start looking around that, because I'm sure the price on that will start to vary a little bit, and no need to have it get too crazy. Good luck, Martin. 7-3. Enjoy retirement. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7-3, everybody. 3, 2. Do you mind? What is your problem? Really?